What is going on, travelers? In today's video, we are going to be doing a build guide and damage showcase of an elemental mastery, Kuki Shinobu. Now, when this character came out, Dendro was not out yet, so everybody was excited to have a first electro healer, but she was met with a lot of mixed feelings and she was very underwhelming during that time. But with Dendro brought Bloom and Hyper Bloom and different reactions for electro characters. This is where she became so viable. As much as I can say, compared to Xiangling and Xingqiu in their respective team comps, this was Kuki for Bloom, Hyper Bloom, Aggravate, and Spread teams. She is just a great unit overall. So in this video, we are going to be talking about her builds in those specific team comps. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, first of all, let's go ahead and talk about Kuki Shinobu. She is going to be scaling off more elemental mastery, but she's a very budget character to build. You don't even really need to build her talents up, but all you have to worry about is getting her to level 90. I have not done this yet, and that's going to increase her damage. I barely have her at level 80. I will be working on it. I just need to farm a little bit more for her. I've been focusing on other characters, but level 90 in Kuki is one of the best things you can do for her own personal reacting damage. Now, for her talents, like Sucrose, you don't really have to level up her talents to do her reactions. I did level her talents to 7, 9, 10, just because I did a main DPS Kuki Shinobu guide. There's a link in the description for that. But for her normal attack, she does a 4-hit combo with pretty good multipliers, but you're not going to be really using this unless you are going to use Kuki as a driver for your team. Now, for the bread and butter of her kit would be her Sanctifying Ring, her elemental skill. She creates, at the cost of a certain portion of her HP, an electro ring that pulses out every 1.5 seconds and restores HP. This is a great electro applicator for any team comp, especially for Hyper Bloom, since it is going to be around the character at a certain radius, getting those Dendro cores that are on the field and giving them a Hyper Bloom reaction. This is a great thing for her. Going into her elemental burst, now this you won't really use it unless you need Kuki to heal a bit, and in this case the animation will allow you to have Kuki without taking damage and healing. It's a little bit of damage, not as much. Or if you don't have her C2, you can use this to apply a lot more of electro to the Dendro cores around the enemy. Overall, your main focus is going to be on her elemental skill, which is going to be great since it does give you a budget character to raise. All you have to do is get her to level 90. For her first passive, when Kuki Shinobu's HP is not higher than 50%, her healing bonus is increased by 15%, a little okay on the passive. Now, the second passive is where she really shines. You are going to want to build Kuki Shinobu with a lot of elemental mastery, and for her second passive, Sanctifying Ring's abilities will be boosted based on Shinobu's elemental mastery. Healing amount will be increased by 75% of elemental mastery and damage 25%. A great passive to have. Now, for her constellations, she is very well off at C0. You don't need constellations, but let's go over them. For her C1, this just increases the AoE by 50% of her elemental burst. Not that great, not so much a constellation that you would want, but her C2 is the best constellation because it does increase her duration of her elemental skill by 3 seconds, granting 100% uptime on this. And in Hyper Bloom comps, this is just great. Her C4 just grants her a little bit more of AoE electro damage based off 9.7% of Shinobu's max HP with her elemental skill when you're doing normal charge attacks or plunging attacks. Now her C6, when Kuki Shinobu takes lethal damage, this instance of damage will not take her down. This effect will automatically trigger when Shinobu's HP drops below 25%. She will gain 150 elemental mastery for 15 seconds. This effect will trigger once every 60 seconds, granting more EM for Kuki Shinobu, which is great. Overall, the best constellation is going to be C2, and you could stop right there and save some of your primo gems. Now for artifact sets, for 2-piece option, you can do a 2-piece 20% HP increase like the Tenacity of Millilith, and a 2-piece Wanderer's Toupee with the increase of Elemental Mastery by 80, or 2 of those as well with the Paradise Lost and the Wanderer's Troop. Now for 4-piece option, the Paradise Lost is a great option since you are going to increase her Hyper Bloom or Bloom reaction damage. Also the 4-piece Tenacity of the Millilith for a more supportive role. Now, for her main stats, you are going to want to go on EM, like I do have here, focusing a lot of the substats on HP since you are having already EM on the main stats to increase her reactive damage. You can go for energy recharge if you want to weave in her elemental burst in there as well, but I chose for HP just to get some healing so she can be the main healer and driver for my team. Now, for weapons, a 3-star option and free-to-play option, you do get one of these from one of the leeway merchants, is the Dark Iron Sword. It does have a subset of elemental mastery, which is great on her, especially for beginning players. Another free-to-play option would be if you did do the yokai event. Now, this weapon has an elemental mastery substat and you got free refinement with it. It's great on single target opponents. Another weapon would be the Zyphos Moonlight, an elemental mastery substat again, giving a little bit of energy recharge for Kuki. The passive is not much needed in this case since you don't really want to do her elemental burst in certain situations. Now, another option that you can go for, and that is completely free to play, would be the Iron Sting. That one's going to be a great option. It has similar stats to the Zyphos Moonlight, but does increase her damage as well, which in case is going to be her best in slot free to play weapon. The Key of Caution 2 is a great option for Kuki, but you do have to build HP on her instead to get that elemental mastery. The Primordial Jade Cutter is a great option if you do want a kind of a hybrid crit rate and elemental mastery built on Kuki, plus it does really look good on her, matches her hair. The best option for her in my opinion, however, would have to be the sword I'm running her on, and that is the Freedom Sworn Sword. It has a high elemental mastery subset, high base attack, and the passive just increases the damage for the rest of your team. Alright, here is my Kuki with 28,000 HP and 923 elemental mastery. This is a little bit of overcap, but you should have anywhere between 750 to 900. Really no crit rate or crit damage, some energy recharge, and a high HP stat. Now, let's go ahead and go over her team comps. Now, this is the one that I like to run. Double Dendro, a Hydro, and Kuki Shinobu for the Hyper Boom. Yelen's gonna apply a lot of Hydro in this party. Nahida and Yao Yao acting as the Dendro applicators, and Yao Yao having a secondary healer with that emergency button as her burst is great. You can also use Kokomi for a little bit more hydro application, but this is going to overcap in a lot of healing in the team that is really not needing since Kuki is going to heal more than enough for a team. Yao Yao as well having it. You can replace Yao Yao, however, if you don't have that, with Kali. Kali's another great unit to have, or the Dendro Traveler as well. And if you don't have Nahida, go ahead and put Kali and the Dendro Traveler together, and this would be a very viable team comp. Alright, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Please enjoy the damage showcase.
Quietly now. Here comes the cash. You play. Here. Grow. Don't be scared! Busted! Game's up! Fun's over! Dissipate! Out of my way! Gotcha! Committed to memory! You play! You're up! Stand with me! Take it easy, quietly now.
Alright, in all honesty, during the damage showcase, I think she can handle the Abyss floor 12. So let's go ahead and show that on this video as well. I'm fairly certain she's going to be able to get a really good timing in this Abyss.
Let's make her a little. Share my knowledge. Witness the power of Kuki. Grow. Game's up. Fun's over. Know my sword. Make yourselves at home. Dissipate. Let me weave you a verse. This might hurt a little. Here comes the cash. Our bond is strong. Rain outlines your fate. Huh? Busted. Committed to memory. This might hurt a little. Sharing my knowledge. It was earlier. Rain cutter. Get with me. I'll settle this. Things are about to get dicey. Go, go, go! Yeah! Make yourselves at home! Quietly now. No, my sword! Let me weave you a verse. Huh? Yeah! Yeah! Sharing my knowledge! Busted! Here comes the cash. Our bond is strong!
Lucky day. He tried.
This place pretty low. Quietly now.
I'm ready.
Witness the power of Gugwa. Rain outlines your fate. Gotcha. Grow, grow, grow. Make yourselves at home.
This will do.
Committed to memory. Dead with me. Out of my way. Busted.
Cut down.
Rain cutter. Here comes the cash. Dissipate. Grow, grow, grow. Arise, my stars. The Temple of Wisdom. Huh? No, my sword. I'll settle this. Witness the power of Gugwa. Committed to memory. Get with me. Things are about to get dicey. Make yourselves at home. No, my sword. Let me weave you a verse. Gotcha. This may hurt a little. Our bond is strong. Sharing my knowledge. Lightning terrified. Quietly now. Witness the power of Gugwa. Grow, grow, grow. Dead with me. Dissipate. Committed to memory. Gotcha. Here comes the cash. Rain cutter. Make yourselves at home. Everyone hold hands. Our bond is strong. Quietly now. No, my sword. Let me weave you a verse. Out of my way. Game's up. Fun's over. This may hurt a little. Sharing my knowledge. Get with me. Committed to memory. Witness the power of Gugwa. Rain outlines your... Grow, grow, grow. Make yourselves at home. This may hurt. Gotcha. Here comes the cash. Lightning terrified. Committed to memory.
Kuki really shined in the Abyss, and I love that this character is so easy to play, so economic for your account, and it's just an overall great character to have, especially if you do enjoy Hyperbloom comps. Please like, share, and subscribe, as I'm still a channel trying to grow, and I will see you on my next video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.